Action.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us today at the Life Church. We pray that you are blessed by this message. And remember,
We love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Hey, that was good,
That
Ethan.
was good. That was actually really
That's
good.
gonna ouch.
Welcome back to the Life Church. My name is Eric Hatcher. I'm the pastor. Thank you so much for taking your time today to join us. We are certainly grateful for this day that God has given us, and He continues to preserve, protect, and provide for us in the midst of this pandemic. We want to just ask you to do us one favor as we get started today. Would you go, if you're on Facebook watching, would you like and share this video? It helps us to get this message all over the place. And the more people that can hear of the gospel of Jesus Christ, the better. So if you're able to do that, please do so. And if you're watching on YouTube, please make sure that you like and subscribe to our channel. We're grateful for all of you who are taking the time to tune in on today. Yes, welcome. Matter of fact, do me one more favor and just shout your name out in the comments, man, so we can shout you out. And just thank you for watching with us and worshiping with us on today. Yes, come on. Hit me in the comments, hit me in the chat. Let me know that you are here today. We're excited. We're excited to share some wonderful things as it relates to love and relationships. So go ahead and throw some stuff in the comments. Let us know that you're watching today. We're grateful to have you with us. Hey, kids, parents, please listen up. All children and parents, please listen today at 2 p.m. If I was in church, I would say, what time did I say? Today at 2 p.m., we will be having our children's church, our kids' church today at 2 p.m. So we want to invite all children and all parents. Make sure your kids they're going to probably be in front of a screen anyway. So get them in front of a screen where God can talk to them. 2 o'clock today. Kids Church. And also want to let you know that on this coming Thursday at 8 p.m., we will be having our for men only. That's our time for men to connect around men's issues. If you're a brother and you watching me right now and you have not been a part of For Men Only, I want to speak directly in this camera and invite you personally to join us at the Life Church For Men Only. It's a time to speak into men's lives, to encourage men, to sharpen our saws. And so we're just grateful for that opportunity to connect with all men. And then finally, my final announcement for today is our Marriage Builders small group will be back next Friday at 7 p.m. Marriage Builders. We had a wonderful, wonderful time last night. All couples who came out virtually, that is. We're certainly blessed by your presence and just the dialogue, the interaction, and engagement. I can only speak for me. I've learned that I can't speak for others, only for myself. I was blessed. I was encouraged. I was grateful to be in attendance last night virtually. So just want to say to any couples out there, if you want to connect, go on our Facebook page, Be More Life Church, and you can see all the information on how to connect with the Zoom stream for our Facebook, or you can go on our website. You could go scroll all the way down to the bottom of the homepage, click on the information. You can sign up for our newsletter, which you'll get all access to all information about our church, all upcoming events, everything we've got going on. We got so many things going on. Got some great stuff coming up next month, November, holiday, all that great stuff. So we are excited about that. All right, everybody, I'm ready to worship. How about you? You ready to worship today? All right, we getting ready to get into it. Ryan is going to take it away, and he's going to set the mood for us with music now as we get ready to go into worship. Be blessed by this, everybody.
I lift you up and I magnify your name. That's why my heart is filled with praise. I love you. I love you. I love you, Lord, today, because you cared for me in such a special way. That's why I praise you. I lift you up and I magnify your name. That's why my heart is filled with praise. My heart, my mind, my soul belongs to you. You pay the price for me way back on Calvary. That's why I praise you. I lift you up and I magnify your name. That's why my heart is filled with praise. I love you. I love you. I love you, Lord, today, because you cared for me in such a special way. That's why I praise you. Lord, I lift you up and I magnify your name. That's why my heart is filled. That's why my heart is filled. That's why my heart is filled with
All right, everybody. All right. I don't know about you, but I am thankful to God for his love. I'm thankful to God for this opportunity to share this message with you on today. I'm just grateful to be here. What about you? All right, we've been having this conversation over the last couple of weeks about loving relationships, in particular, how they've both been impacted during quarantine, and more importantly, what we can do about it. Now, think about it for a second. For over the last about 7 months or so, we've all been stuck in the house. Maybe not all the time, but a lot of the time. You agree? Or at least more than we would like, certainly. And we probably spent, listen to me, more time together as couples than we ever did before, especially if you live together we spend more time together now. I don't care how long you've been together. I don't care how long you've been married. I don't care what you spent more time together over these last 7 months than you have probably in the entirety of the length of your relationship combined. Just think about all the hours you've logged day after day, week after week, month after month. We've been stuck inside together and we can't go anywhere. And when you combine that with the fact that there really hasn't been much to do and not many places to go, even when you can go out. I was in the post office just yesterday, and these two teenagers appeared to be having a mini meltdown. This one youngster, he was so pensive. I was like, what in the world? Who raised him? A pack of wolves? I don't know what's going on. His brother looked like he was losing his mind, couldn't control himself, no self-control, kind of like my 4-year-old sometimes. But this boy was probably 16, 17, 18 years old. And the father in me wanted to just correct the brother and say, come on, brother, you got to get it together. But as I'm dealing with that long line in the post office and dealing with these two behind me, and when I finally get to the counter, the lady who works at the post office said to me, I can't wait, she blurted out, until all of this COVID stuff is over. And I was like, wow, what a revelation. You must be the only one. I was like, man, it's probably you and everybody else in the world. I was like, yeah. Remember vacations, anybody? Remember traveling, flights, going out on dates, the movie theater, barbecues, concerts, live sporting events? Anybody remember any of that stuff? But now, because of this pitiful pandemic, we've got a bunch of proximity, but with limited possibilities. And whenever you have proximity without possibility, inevitably, I don't care who you are and how much you love each other, too much of those will have somebody in the relationship eventually getting on somebody's nerves. I don't care how much you are committed. I don't care about your undying devotion. If you got too much proximity without possibility, you're going to have somebody eventually getting on somebody's nerves. Somebody was sitting with their spouse and couldn't wait, so they just winked. I felt that in the spirit. Okay, so before we address the main area that I want to cover today, communication. Communication is our subject in this third message in this series, Loving Relationships Quarantine Edition. Communication is the subject for today. But before we get there, I want to back up just a bit and do like a short 60-second review for those who may not have been present or paying attention, because last week we talked about 4 ways to be true with your love. We talked about 4 ways. Let's get that one up there on the screen. Four ways to be true love. Remember, we use the acronym TRUE, TRUE, which stands for trust, respect, understanding, and empathy. Anybody remember that? Come on, wave at me virtually. Type in the comments. Say, I'm with you, Pastor. I'm listening right now. Yeah. But more importantly, who's been intentional about implementing the information you receive? Who's been intentional about applying the principles and practicing them? Remember, trust is the tie that binds us together tightly. Trust binds any relationship. Any relationship that lacks trust is headed for termination. I didn't say that last week. That's just revelation right here. Yeah. Then we talked about respect, and we shared with you that giving respect in your relationship will motivate your wife or your husband to do better by you. If you give respect, well, I don't feel respected. I didn't say what you felt. I said what you gave. If you give respect, it will motivate the other person you're in a relationship to do better, to serve you more. Those couples who are watching me, who were here last week, I hope you had some time to conversate with your spouse about how to serve each other better. I want to be a better servant to my wife. I want to serve her more. Yeah, giving respect will motivate for service. Then we talked about understanding and empathy. Anybody remember that? Understanding and empathy. We talked about listening to our spouse's feelings. If you listen long enough, I don't care who you're talking to, people will tell you how they feel, and sometimes they won't even say a word. One of the things we're going to cover today is how to listen, how to interpret, and how to understand feelings. So are y'all ready for that? Y'all ready today? I got some great stuff I want to share for you. Okay, so I said I want to talk about communication today, how to be effective at it, or at least get better. Okay, communication. Okay, as a pastor, as a professional clergy person for almost 15 years, chaplain, pastor, all that good stuff, whenever I am asked to do any sort of marriage guidance, maintenance, or repair work with a couple, one of the biggest areas of concern that always comes up is communication. Communication. I don't care who the couple is, by the way. They could be corporate, country, dating, married, doesn't matter. Communication is one of those things that always, somebody say always, type always, shout always, wherever you at, say always. Communication always requires work. Okay. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can say it like this, because I wish many of you, in particular men, would see your relationship or see your marriage like you see your car. If you, what I mean by that? See your relationship like you see your car. This is what I mean. It's on the screen. Even at peak condition, it still requires routine maintenance. I don't care what kind of car you have, a beat up jalopy, a bucket, an old beater. I don't care if you got a BMW, Mercedes, a Bentley, whatever you have, somewhere in between, like most of us probably driving some type of, efficiency vehicle, whatever the case you have. I have an Acura myself, but that's not really relevant. What's relevant is, I don't care how long or how short you've had the car. Catch this, everybody. You're going to have to put the maintenance into it, even if you don't run it that hard, even if you don't drive it that much. Every 3,000 to 5,000 miles, you're going to need an oil change. You're going to need after 20,000 miles, you're going to need this. After 40,000 miles, after 75,000, you're going to need this. Why? In order to maintain the vehicle so that it can run at peak proficiency. What if I suggested to you that God has designed marriage to function in the same capacity, that if you rest on your heels, if you're at ease at Zion, if you never put any work into improvement, then eventually it's not going to function the way God intended. We all have to do marriage maintenance. That's why we had group last night, having another one. By the way, quick commercial, invite you this coming Friday, 7 p.m. Zoom. Catch it on our Facebook page. All the information is there. Marriage building, marriage maintenance, because we believe that it's important for us to continue to build, to get better as couples, or inevitably we're going to go backwards. There's no such thing as being neutral in marriage. Either you're progressing, going forward and growing, or you're stalling, being stuck, or going the other direction. Okay. So the goal, listen, please listen. Are you paying attention right now? Or are you on your phone scrolling Facebook, looking at somebody's pictures, or trying to live yourself vicariously through somebody else's life that's not really going to impact your existential death? Please listen, because the goal of effective communication should be understanding. The goal of effective communication should be understanding. Anybody my age, when you hear that word understand, anybody my age, a little bit older, a little bit younger, remember the R&B group Escape? Y'all remember that song, What I Need? Okay, that's all I'm gonna give you. See, I can't give you much because some of y'all slip right back into the flesh and you won't even stay in the spirit right here. But anybody remember that group right there, Escape? They had that song, What I Need from You is understanding. Somebody like, no, Pastor, that's in the Stone Age. Somebody like, no, know that's way underneath of me. I don't have any recollections of anything like that. I've been in church the entirety of my whole existence. I came out the womb, praising God. Okay. I don't know what. I'll give you an illustration, maybe one day, analogy that you can feel. But okay, somebody don't know nothing about Escapo. Anybody remember the movie Rush Hour 2? Remember when Chris Tucker turned to Jackie Chan and said, "Do you understand the words that are come?" Okay, somebody remembers that. Okay. That's kind of a strange way, Pastor, to teach the criticality of communications. Well, you say it's strange. I don't necessarily agree, because both of them in their own way were communicating a very fundamental truth, and that is understanding. What did I say? Understanding is essential in any relationship. Understanding. Did you hear what I said? Understanding. Understanding is essential in any relationship. Okay, let's break this thing down for just a moment, because first of all, what comes to mind when you hear that word essential? Okay, we're in 2020, Mr. COVID craziness, this pitiful pandemic. What comes to mind when you hear that word? I know for me, one of the buzzwords that's especially has been just really relevant, especially at the beginning of this pandemic, was the essential worker. Anybody remember that whole thing about who's essential in their work and who's not? And unfortunately, a lot of times the essential workers, I see a doctor up there, I see a firefighter, a surgeon, a police officer, but pay attention to the people on the right working construction, grocery stores. The essential workers weren't even protected, weren't compensated. Some of them weren't even provided with enough equipment to be safe. The essential worker. When you think about essential, though, what comes to mind? Essential. I said understanding is essential in any relationship. You have to have understanding. Now, in your relationship, let's not talk about the ideal pie in the sky. Let's talk about the practical, the personal. In your relationship, what will make your relationship work better is understanding. By the way, when I'm saying understanding, I'm using it synonymously with communication. Synonymous, just a synonym, a similarity. I'm using those words interchangeably, understanding and communication. Okay, listen to me, everybody, because here's what the Bible says about understanding. James 1:19 is mean, and it's on the screen. James 1:19 says, understand this, my dear brothers and sisters. You must all be quick to do what? Listen, and slow to speak. Understand. There's that word again, understanding, from the Greek word edo, which means to be aware, to be attentive, to consider, to bridge the gap between two perspectives. Understand this, my brothers and sisters. You must all be quick to listen and slow to speak. How many marriages would be blessed right now if we just got a hold of that one text and just applied that for 1 week? I understand. You must all is an inclusive word. I love it because it includes everyone. You must all be quick to do what? Listen, slow to speak. We talked about this last week, but how often, especially during conflict, you know, consider when you have conflict. Yeah. How often during conflict do you seek to understand over being understood? Woo! That's heavy right there. Yeah. How often do you seek to understand even over being understood? Proverbs 18:2 says it like this: a fool, you're not a fool. Be careful about who you call a fool. Don't call the person you married to a fool, because that's a reflection of your intelligence. So really, who's the fool? The one who has foolish proclivities, or the one who picked the fool, knowing the person? Okay, I'm not a fool takes no pleasure in what? There's that word again, understanding, but only in expressing their opinion. Well, a fool takes no pleasure, takes no consideration, takes takes no focus, it puts no energy into understanding. Only thing they want to do is express their opinion. It's nothing wrong with being opinionated, but sometimes you should listen so you can gain some wisdom. You're not the only perspective that's worth considering, especially not in a relationship. Yeah, a fool only retorts and never receives. A fool is the one who always is prepared and defensive, but yet never is seeking to, remember that word we talked about yesterday, lean into for growth. A fool. Yeah, a fool expresses his opinion and takes no pleasure in understand. Here's something that I want us, notice I use that inclusive term. Here's something I want us to work on. Would you work on this with me? Try to hear, put that on the screen for me. Try to hear at least as much as you want to be heard. Put that on the screen for me. Try to hear at least as much as you want to be heard. Try to hear. Yeah, try to do more receiving. Try to pay attention to with the listening. Try to do a little bit more of that even than you're doing talking. Yeah, a wise person spends more time listening and understanding as opposed to talking and expressing their opinion. Okay. Are y'all with me? Is this all right, everybody? Can y'all handle this today? I know it's meat and potatoes. It's not cookie and cupcake today. Okay. Just come on. Sit there with your dude. Sit there with your lady. Come on, listen to this right here. Okay. Now listen to me, everybody, because this does not mean you shouldn't express yourself, right? I'm not saying you shouldn't express yourself. By all means, say what you need to say in a clear and concise way. However, what I am saying is while you are saying it, I think it's important that we discuss the difference, catch this, between being assertive and argumentative. Put that on the screen for me. Put that on the screen. The difference between being assertive. There's a difference between being assertive and argumentative. Yeah. What's the difference between being assertive? Okay. Psalm 141. Psalm 141. Let's start with the Bible and then build. Psalm 141, which, by the way, forgive my personal opinion, forgive this just subjective statement, but Psalm 141, in my opinion, is one of the best texts in the Bible when it comes to how we should talk to people. Look at what Psalms 141, throw that up on the screen for me. Set a guard, O Lord, over my mouth. Keep watch over the doors of my lips. Bible, not me. Set a guard, O Lord, over my mouth. Keep watch over the doors of my lips. How many of us would be blessed and be better and would benefit so much if we prayed every day? God, set a guard over my mouth. Don't let me say something crazy that's going to cause me to forfeit some opportunities, some potential blessings, some things you have prepared for me. God, don't let me get to acting a fool because I couldn't control myself. Set a guard, oh Lord, over my mouth. What if God sent a guard? I'm talking about a security guard, an officer, Secret Service agent, somebody from I started to put a picture up there of the Buckingham Palace guard. We sometimes we need a guard over our mouths. And Lord, please watch the doors of my lips. Don't let me do something or say something crazy that's really going to cause pain and so much hurt to somebody else, because words can wound like nothing else. God, please set a guard on my mouth. Just because I'm having a bad day, I don't have to verbalize it. Just because somebody did something to me I don't like, I don't have to always vent and take that stuff out on people. Sometimes you'd be amazed, and sometimes it's the job that's really the biggest problem, but yet we'll take it out on our family. Yeah, somebody just wave at me right there. Yeah. So sometimes it's just the stress of managing everything in the household or the bills, and it's not even nobody fault. It's just life. It's pressure. It's stuff we going through. Maybe sickness, mama's sick, whatever. And sometimes because we're not processing that stuff in God's presence in prayer, we're not processing our feelings and being honest with our emotions. We are allowing that stuff to be pent up and built up. This is next week's lessons, not even for this week. But I feel God saying that, Lord, help us set a guard over our mouths and over our lips, please, Lord. Okay, let me make this practical. Put that chart up on the screen for me, because I want to really help you understand the difference between being assertive and being argumentative. Yeah, anybody, don't wave, don't type, just wink at me. I'll see you in the spirit. Anybody know at least one person? I hope it's not the person you lay in the bed next to every night, but anybody know at least one person that's argumentative? Just always got to just make up an argument, just be something to do, something to just just that type of person. Yeah, well, let's try to move to a more helpful, a more healthy place. Let's try to move from being argumentative to being assertive. Yeah, because passive is not spiritual. Yeah, it's not godly to be passive. That just means you putting all that stuff on the inside, putting pressure and stress on you, and that's affecting your health, which is affecting God, because God resides in you, because your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. So actually, when you choose not to engage conflict, you're actually not being spiritual like Jesus. You're really operating outside of God's will. I know some of you never heard that, but that's the truth anyhow. Yeah, let's talk about this, the difference between being argumentative and being assertive. And you can see it up on the screen, the difference where it's all about your needs, or then one is all about somebody else's needs. That's when you're passive. But being assertive is when we can connect in that shared space. But here's what I want to tell you in terms of a practical way to implement this part of the message. And it's simply this: when you are having a conversation with your husband, when you're talking to your wife, when you're talking to your man, your lady, whoever, when you're talking to that person, try to use exclusive I language and not you language. Yeah. I statements, not you statements. I feel this way. I feel like I'm not being heard right now. I just feel like I just feel like I'm not being tended to like I need. I feel that I just wasn't considered. My perspective wasn't, because I language, not you. You never listen. You always do this. You just only thing you think about is yourself. You see the difference? I language invites the other person to listen to your emotions, to your feelings, to what's important to you. You language is attacking, is accusatory, and the only thing the person can do really with that is put up their guard, put up their shield to get defensive, to come back and attack you. So let's, if we're going to really learn how to communicate correctly and clearly, let's learn how to use I language. Yeah, this works even in a group, because when you use you language and we talk about all the ideals and so forth, it makes it less personal. People less connect when things are not as personal. So let's stay on the I and let's avoid the you. Okay, I'm almost done, everybody. I think my time is almost. Ooh, that's my time. Okay, I got to give you this last part, which is the best part. And if you're still here, you came at the right time. Okay, yes, you might actually want to share this message. You might actually want to text somebody, say, catch this, get on this link right here, Life Church. You might want to hear this. This is going to bless all of our relationships. Please catch this. Okay. Last thing I want to do. Okay. And I hope I laid at least a decent framework for the essentialness of understanding. But here's what I want to do lastly. I want to look at 4 things to be mindful of when it comes to communicating in a clear, helpful, healthy way. What I want to do with this last part, I want to talk about 4 things that I want all of us, I want to be more mindful of when it comes to how I communicate, so it can be done in a way that's clear, that's helpful, and that's healthy. Okay. All right. Here's number one. Are y'all ready? Number one. Okay. The first thing that is essential in communication, the first thing that is essential for communication to work is that you do this right here. Toss that up on the screen for me. Put down or put away the phone. That blessed everybody marriage right there. That blessed everybody, all couples, all engaged couples, everybody dating. When you are seeking to communicate with the person that you said I do to, the person you say you love, the person you say you committed to, the person that you say you want to spend the rest of your life with, put down, put away the phone. Every relationship, let me just talk to me right now. Wish I had a mirror so I could just preach to the man in the mirror. But every relationship, Pastor, your relationship, let's work on having a no phone zone. No phone. Put that up on the screen for me. No phone zone. A no phone zone. Why are you saying no phone? My phone, I need it. It's critical. It's like my third hand. It's an appendage. I wish I could find an electrical outlet and attach it to my skin. Yeah, that's the devil telling you that. That's not God. You don't need that. Listen to me. A no phone zone, because your phone requires some sort of interaction or your attention. But when you are trying to engage with your spouse, sometimes it's important to give them your undivided attention. Yeah, you must offer up eye contact. Let me make sure I'm looking up here in the screen. Eye contact. Yeah. And I really need to say this to my young people, millennials, Gen Y, because for whatever reason, this phone has kind of messed many of us up as it relates to eye contact and undivided attention. And we're so used to multitasking that we're not even able to fully conversate and connect with people. Yeah, you'd be surprised at the amount of time people will spend engaging in very intimate conversation and doing it through a screen. No, we got to have some face-to-face. That's where intimacy takes place, when I can look into you, into me, you see, and into you, I see. Intimacy. I can look into me, peer into my heart, see me. Yeah, not looking at something else right now. I need your undivided, your full attention. Yeah. By the way, hold up, y'all. Hold up, because somebody. You see how ridiculous that would be if I'm supposed to be preaching to you and engaged into giving you my undivided attention, preaching the word of God, and yet I'm checking my phone or checking my Twitter account or my Facebook and seeing how many people like that. That would be ridiculous and unprofessional, amateurish, and somebody be like, I'm not watching that mess. This brother can't even keep my attention. He not even paying attention. Yeah. So how do you think your spouse feels? Hello. When they trying to talk to you, they trying to share something important. They trying to share their heart. And sometimes, watch this, people talk just to connect. As a matter of fact, they did a study. It wasn't that long ago, but they did a study and said on average, and I'm trying to learn, especially from one of my daughters, my oldest daughter, that women use on average, not all cases, just on average, about 2,000 words more than men. Yeah, 2,000 words more. And since we've been stuck in the house for 7 months, for us husbands, most person she's been able to talk to is us, or unless she didn't be on the phone with mom or one of her girlfriends or sister, somebody. Yeah, so that requires us to have more energy for engagement and listening. Yeah, she got to talk to somebody. You rather her talking to you than somebody else, tweeting or texting somebody else, or X or some other mess. Yeah, so you got to put your stuff down, put the screen down, turn the game off, Not tomorrow, by the way. Praise God. God has given all of us a license for watch Ravens at 1 o'clock. I'm just joking. Praise God. But at some point, you got to turn that stuff off. You can't be watching that all day and just engaged on your phone or your computer working. I'm preaching to me right now. At some point, you got to turn that stuff off. Even work, y'all. Turn it off sometimes. Pastor, you tell if I turn this off and get fired, no, I understand. You got to do what you got to do and clock the hours. You got to clock for integrity's sake and for conversation's sake and to be operating in their policies. But all the extra stuff, on call, assignments, your side hustle, your side business, sometimes you got to shut all that stuff off, clear your calendar and say, babe, we need to connect more. Let me listen to your heart. What's important to you right now? Or she just might, or he might just be saying something. I had this crazy day, man. My coworkers didn't do right. He lied on me. Whatever the case might be, just listen, right? Undivided attention. Okay. All right. So that's number one. Put down the phone. Number two, remember that most communication is non-verbal. Most communication is non-verbal. Okay. According to social scientists done by research and data, I know we live in a country now that don't seem to really do data, facts, and science too well, but I still do. Praise God. I still believe truth is relevant. It's important. Yeah. I believe that's worth paying attention to. Yeah. According to data collected and presented by Psychology Today, it was studied and proven, especially during this pandemic, that now about 93% of all communication is non-verbal. Non-verbal. Put that chart on the screen for me. Put that chart on the screen for all the different types of non-verbal communication. You can read their posture, your time, even how you smell is communicating something. That but I really want to focus on that whole posture piece for a moment because I want to talk about not just body posture, seated posture. I want to talk about even sleep posture. Have you ever thought about how sleep posture impacts your relationship? That the importance of touch. Not all touch needs to be of a sexual nature or suggestive nature, but just touching, just coming into agreement, just holding hands, just being close proximity. Some of y'all sitting way on the other side of the couch right now. You need to bring it in. You need to huddle up right now. Touch is critical for connection. Touch, even in bed, sleeping close together. I know some spouses or some people snore. I'll tell them myself like a little grizzly bear. My wife is waving. I can see you, babe. Yeah, but even it's just important to touch, to just have connection, to be closeness, because I promise you this: if you don't touch, somebody gonna try to get in there and start doing the touching. And somebody saying right now, the devil is a whole and complete lie. That's why you gotta understand how important it is to for nonverbal communication. Yeah, nonverbal communication. Okay, we almost done, y'all. Here's the third 3 out of 4. Here it is, number 3. And that's something called attentive or active listening. Deep listening. Maybe somebody's heard it referred to that way. Yeah. What are you listening for during attentive listening? You are listening for feelings. Is this helping anybody, by the way? Any couples getting blessed by what I'm sharing today? Yeah. Listening for feelings. Yeah. Here's how you do that. Ask the person, this is what I'm hearing you say. Is this what you're saying right now? Yeah. I'm hearing you say that you need to feel more prioritized. I'm hearing you say that you don't hear love in the language that I'm speaking. I'm hearing you say that you've been frustrated lately because my attention has been diverted. I'm hearing you say that you feel lonely in the relationship. I'm hearing, is that what you're saying right now? Yeah, you see, I'm listening for the feelings. feelings. Yeah, sometimes in their frustration, it's hard to pick up the feel, but I'm listening. What does it sound like they're saying? It sounds like you're very pleased by what's going on in the relationship. It sounds like you're very much at peace. Whatever it is, I'm listening for the feelings, and then I'm asking a question. Is what I'm hearing? Is this what you're saying? That's called attentive or active listening. Yeah, matter of fact, this is your homework this week. Practice that in an exercise. Just sit down and talk to each other and just try to listen. Now, don't make it so mechanical. But okay, we're gonna sit down and listen to each other and do attentive listening. And okay, what do I say? What do you say? No, just when your spouse start talking, when your husband, when your wife start talking, when your man's talking this week, it's like, hey, it sounds like you're blah blah blah. Is that correct? Am I hearing you correctly? And then you get right there on the spot, and they be like, man, you've been listening to that pastor again. Yeah, it's an active listening, yeah, attentive listening. I don't want to just give you stuff that won't help you be better. I don't want to just tell you stuff that I don't use in my own relationship that I just read in some manual or some place or whatever. No, I'm giving you stuff that is going to bless you, that it blesses me. All right, now the fourth way that we can communicate better in a more healthy and a more clear and concise way. And that's this right here. Number 4. Fourth thing you need to know. Then we go. All right. And that's this. Put it on the screen. Put that picture on the screen for me. Confrontation is critical. Anybody ever been in the midst of confrontation and it felt like this? And anybody ever? Okay, I just heard somebody chuckle, almost spit their stuff out. Yeah, it felt like this. Just two, we just can't get no resolution. We just can't come to agreement. It's like nobody's going to back down. It's like, man, we just dug in our positions. You are absolutely wrong, and I'm going to show you you're wrong, and I'm absolutely right. And your spouse feeling the same way, and it's just like, boom, we just can't get anywhere. And sometimes things can get challenging in that moment, but I want to encourage you, because I want to tell you that actually confrontation is critical if you're going to communicate in a healthy way. Yeah, we're going to talk about next week the right way to fight, but I want to tell you this, and by the way, when I say confrontation is critical, this is coming from a person who is very non-confrontational. Yeah, I have people in my life, mentors. I have people in my life, my spouse. I have people to kind of help me with that, because if I go into my natural default, it's just to kind of when things kind of get tense and tight, I just kind of I ain't got no energy for that. I ain't dealing with that. Yeah, but sometimes we got to actually engage the issues. Yeah. You know what 16 years of marriage has taught me? Ignoring the issues will not make them go away. Woo! That was the word. That's what you came for today. That's why you stay logged on this long. Yeah, ignoring the issues will not make them go away. Everything you bury will come back at some point and bother you. Yeah, that's not on the screen. That's for free. But I'm done, y'all. But I just want to, as I close today, I want to encourage you to kind of take the challenge to confront a concern that you have right now in your relationship, right now, whatever you might be concerned about or concerned with. I just want to kind of encourage you to step into that, engage that. Yeah, take that. I just want to encourage you to have the courage to confront a real challenge, a real concern right now in your relationship. It could be something that has caused you extra angst during this quarantine, or it could be something that's been repetitive and cyclical, or maybe even it's something that just showed up. But I want you to get out in front of it and ask God to guard your lips and say what you need to say in a way that's clear but doesn't cut. Remember, use our words and not you stuff. Hey, listen, I'm out of time for today. But if you need someone to talk to, if you just need somebody to listen to you, if you need somebody to pray with you, or provide you with some additional tools on some maintenance for your marriage, or maybe some repair for your relationship, I just want to tell you we're here. And I want to put our phone number up on the screen right now. You can call or text us at 443-620-3156. And I promise you, we will be at the end of that line to hear you, to listen to you, to help you in any way that we can. We understand. I understand how hard this quarantine. We've been stuck inside for 7 months, y'all. No travel, no vacation, can't go to events, can't go on to eat, dates, nothing, just stuck in the house. Somebody please let this be over. I know that's what we all feeling right now. But God's ways are not our ways, and his thoughts are not our thoughts. And sometimes we have to be tried. We have to go through the crucible. We have to be challenged. We have to pick up our cross. In this season, we're all learning something about resiliency. We're all learning so much about ourselves. And so I want to just offer us as a support for any husband, any wife, any relationship that's going through right now. Call a number, text the number on that screen. We're going to be there to stand with you. As you prepare your offering, remember everybody, every little bit helps. $5 helps feed somebody. $10, $20, whatever you can do today will be a blessing to getting this message of Jesus Christ. We've been so blessed to be able to engage with people that we never would have been able to connect with before. Shout out to those of you who have become a part of the Life Church since quarantine. Yeah, straight virtual church, but we've been able to connect with people, take them through the classes, get them connected, get them to become a part of our ministry. God has just blessed us and opened up doors that we didn't even know were there. That's how amazing God is. And so whatever you can give to our ministry to be a blessing, you can go on our website, bemorelife.org/give, our giving page, or you can give to us simply through your phone, Cash App. Yeah, our cash tag is hashtag cash symbol BEMORELIFE, hashtag BeMoreLife, and you will be a blessing to us. I'm going to give Ryan the last word for the day as he comes back and blesses us with a song. And don't forget, everybody, we love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Until the next time, everybody, be blessed.
I lift my hands in total adoration to you. You reign on the throne, for you are God and God alone. Because of you, my cloudy days are gone. I can sing to you this song. I just want to say that I love you more than anything. I lift my hands in total adoration unto you. You reign on the throne, for you are God and God alone. Because of you, my cloudy days are gone. I can sing to you this song. I just want to say that I love you more than anything. Hold me in your arms, for you are my shelter from I've never known a love like this before. Oh, I just want to say that I love you more than anything. I love you, Jesus. I worship and adore you. Just want to tell you that I love you more than anything. I love you, Jesus. I worship and adore you. Just want to tell you that I love you more than anything. I love you, Jesus. I worship and adore you. Just want to tell you that I love you more than anything. Lord, I love you more than anything. I've never known a love like this before. Oh, I just want to say that I love you more